Hello world, and welcome back to our live stream. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Garrett.
And today we're joined by Bryan Background, the creator, here to talk about his comic book, Airith Tape 2, currently in crowdfunding over on Indiegogo. What's up, Bryan? How you doing?
What's up, man? How's everybody doing?
We're doing great. Did you have a good 4th of July?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm good here, and all the kids got the same amount of digits, so we're good to go.
Excellent. Before we dive into the book, just going to say hello to Mo Biggs. I don't know why my antivirus software is updating in the middle of this. That's going to be awkward. And Noah from NTM Comics. How's it going, guys? And of course, I think you're here up in the chat with that patented Rainbow Death Punch. Do you want to just let us know real quick? Is there anything more significant behind that, or is it just like a badass logo?
So, Double Rainbow Death Punch will become more and more predominant, especially in Tape 2. We go kind of through the origin of it. My whole thing was, how can I make a way to, everyone has, like, if you're a fan of somebody or the whatever aiders or the, you get called something. So I wanted to make a gang, because that's kind of how the book is. So I said, what would be a cool gang name? And, I was like, Double Rainbow Death Punch. That's pretty silly and non-threatening. And I typed it in Twitter one day, and one of the dudes who we've been friends with on Twitter for a while did the emojis. Like, dude, you can even emoji it out, and it just it's like perfect. Awesome. We're just gonna emoji. So we had our artists for Airith design their own emojis for it. And it comes into play. I mean, I got it on the back of my Levi jacket, so when I go out and stuff, people are like,
"Is that where the patches?"
Yeah,
the patches on the back of the jacket. Badass.
Yeah, so I thought it'd be cool. Years down the road when people are really getting more patches and stuff, showing up to Comic Cons with Double Rainbow Death Punch, and I don't say we have readers or followers. We have gang members. Like we're starting our own crew.
That's awesome.
Noah is correct. The coolest gang name ever is Crack Pack. Double Rainbow Death Punch is a close second. Yeah. So, why don't you tell us a little bit, where are you from and where did you grow up? Hey, what's up, Ronnie?
I am currently in northern Phoenix area, a small little town called Cave Creek. It's just a bunch of shit kickers and motorcyclists. I love it out here. Originally from Southern California. I loved it until I was about 18 years old and started having to pay taxes. So I moved out to Arizona, life issue, moved out to Arizona. I just kind of fell in love with the landscape out in Tucson, really loved the vibe, went to school out there, moved back to Southern Cali. I had a couple of business opportunities and just said, you know what, I was getting to the age where it's like, all right, you're probably going to start a family soon. Where do you want to put roots down? And Arizona's I've always just felt at home here. It's just chill. Everyone, I never have any problems with people unless they're snowbirds, but everyone's pretty chill out here.
I got a chance to actually go out to Arizona a couple of years back. One of my best friends got married out there.
A canyon story?
Well, yeah. That's what happened. But the wedding was in Tucson, and I actually ended up carpooling with a buddy of mine who lives in L.A. We rented a car out there and drove across the desert to go out to Tucson.
Gotta tell them what kind of car.
It was a Mustang, yeah.
They rented a
totally
Mustang.
It was like a fear and loathing trip.
And they drove the Mustang across the desert. And this guy, you stopped at the Grand Canyon.
Well, after the wedding, we went up to the Grand Canyon, and I dropped my phone into the Grand Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, that's gone. And then my buddy called it, and it started ringing. And we heard it ringing, and I was like, wait a minute, it's not gone. So I, scaled down part of the Grand Canyon and retrieved the phone, which was dumb as hell. Everyone was like, dude, you're going to die over a cell phone? Like, this is not cool.
No, I'm not going to die over a cell phone. I'm going to live and have a badass story.
I don't know if it's a badass story.
I think it's a badass story. You rented a Mustang, drove across the desert, visited the Grand Canyon, and like went out on a limb to get your phone back. I think it's cool.
It was a rad time, though.
It was a rad time. So, how'd you fall in love with comic books?
I had a couple when I was a kid. I didn't really have access to comic books. There's really no comic book shops where I lived. You had to hop on the bus and go to the white part of town to get comics, and I didn't have access to that. But I had a few. I remember I had 4 or 5 X-Men. I was really into Cable. I don't know why I loved that character as a kid. He was just really cool. But I mostly read, adventure flip books. You go to page 8. What do you want to do? And then flip to page 32.
Yeah,
I had a lot of those. So I was really into those. Read a lot of novels, but I didn't really start liking comic books again until I started collecting old school Star Wars comic books, like old school Star Wars comic books, and found a box of comic books that I didn't even know that we had at our house, and just read them and liked them. I've never been a huge comic freak, but now with a lot of the indie comics that I've bought, I'm starting to really get back into comics again because the stories are completely different. You're not getting the same story redrawn over and over again. I mean, there's so many aspects of storytelling now that ever since I started backing campaigns on Indiegogo, I actually enjoy reading these stories. It's not a collector's item. It's something you really want to dive into and learn more. And it's cool because you're not getting a new issue every month. So you're having to wait. So it's almost like waiting for a Star Wars movie again when Star Wars was cool, like the anticipation of wanting more of that content. And now I'm just fully blown into it. And now creating comics, it's become more of an obsession than anything, because it's just writing out the panels, writing out the story, watching the process of the artwork, and then seeing words become images, and then images have words on top of them, and then you have this full action sequence on a page that started off with one keystroke on the keyboard. So it's just really awesome. I love the creative process than anything, and then watching indie comic guys through the creative process through the internet and Patreon and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that lately the indie scene, especially on Indiegogo, it's become more of a boutique comic industry. It doesn't really survive or thrive off of floppies. It does so more off of trades that don't actually get released as floppies or as full-on graphic novels. Like ours is, 60 pages, something like Octopus Cowboys, 120 pages. So you got these big volumes coming out, and they're not coming out, like you said, right one after another every month. So there's a little bit more degree of care, attention, and maybe quality that can be put in, despite the fact that we don't have giant printing presses like Marvel that crank out assembly line.
Also, I think the biggest failing of Marvel and DC is their limited genres, and the fact that they're pushing this. It's just superheroes. There's nothing wrong with superheroes. I love superheroes.
There's so much more variety.
But
you can get an octopus that's a cowboy.
Right.
Exactly.
Or an orangutan that has an AR-15.
Or a really cool chick with pink and purple hair.
Who calls everyone mofongo, But the point being, Marvel and DC as the big two really are kind of pigeonholed themselves into superheroes. There are a lot of other smaller indie studios, even studios like Image, which aren't small out there, exploring other genres and trying other things, which is exciting because, we've been doing that for a while in comics, but now we're getting to a point where I think we've really branched out to cover all sorts of different areas. Are you reading anything that's currently on the stands?
No, I don't even bother with anything that's out in mainstream now. I've been dumping all my money into Indiegogo campaigns now. It's just, you're supporting people that actually give a crap about an art form, whether it is the art, whether it's writing, whether it's the storytelling, or whether it's just the community in general. I know if I go to the comic book store, I have access to tons of them, and I go spend $20, it's going to people who don't give a shit about me as a reader. Now, if I go and back someone, if I go and back someone They know me personally now. They are grateful that I'm investing my money into their process of creating. It's just more of a one-on-one now. And I just don't spend money going out to the comic book. Now I will go and buy.
I will push back a little on that. I think that there are a couple of really amazing artists out there currently working that are worth following.
Say it.
Well, Daniel Warren Johnson.
All right,
he's one of them.
Here we go.
At a tally.
He's currently doing a 5-issue run of Beta Ray Bill for Marvel, which is outstanding.
And I'll say he cares about the viewers or the readers.
Also, he's not a staffer at Marvel, right? They commissioned him to do a 5-issue run. Normally he does his own stuff. Like Murder Falcon is totally a passion project from him, and that's a book that needs more attention.
Well, he's doing part 2 now.
He is. James Herron, who did Ultra Mega, is publishing that through Image Skybound.
Which is who published Murder Falcon.
Right. And that book is totally a passion project. He actually
wanted... breaking the format.
He didn't want to do like a simple floppy. He wanted to do these big, oversized books because that's the way he wanted to tell the story.
And Image just let him, which I think is pretty cool. They didn't pigeonhole him. But the point is about Daniel Warren Johnson. He does live streams and stuff while he's making art. He talks to his audience.
Super humble dude.
And so I think you're right. I think the thing that we want to put our money into are people and creators that respect the fans and that you can have a personal relationship with. And I think people like Daniel Warren Johnson...
They're there for sequential art. They're not there to make movie pitches in comic book form,
and dudes like him are worth reading and investing in because they love the art form, like you said, and they are about the fans and delivering what the fans love. So
and interacting with them too.
It warms the cockles of my dark, cold heart that some people like that are still out there working in mainstream comics and haven't all wound up over here with the motley group of the rest of us trying our hand on the fringe. Anyway,
well then you even have David Finch working with Page One. I mean that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, Page One's an awesome company.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I love all those guys. And, I guess I was just going to say, Airith seems to be sufficiently influenced by other forms of multimedia. What other mediums do you draw inspiration from as a creator?
So when we're creating Airith, a lot of the stuff we're pulling from, we either will go and search out old 80s hair metal videos, like obscure stuff, like stuff from like Dangerous Toys, Britney Fox, Kicks, like bands that weren't mainstream, but if you were in that hair metal world, you knew about those bands. It's kind of with any genre. You have, everyone knows Motley Crue, everyone knows Poison. Those were just the work for everybody's ears. Now, not saying Motley Crue is awesome, Poison, but you throw me Britney Fox, those guys can outplay any big timers during that era. Then going and looking like at old toy commercials, even old crappy TV shows. Right now, the miniseries we're working on with the Schivo, we're pulling from 1970s art and translating that into 90s with the 90s comic feel. You know, everybody's muscular, superhero feeling. But everything's like very straight lines, very monotone from 70s art. So we really go back and we jump into the time machine and just pull references from there. But really, if you look at Rafa and Airith's, kind of what they change into their sky form. If you look at their outfits, it's pulled from Kiss and it's pulled from Motley Crue's. Oh God, now I can't think of the damn music video. But Nikki Sixx has this outfit and it's leather with spikes on it. It's got red and everything. So it like all that stuff is pulled in from that era. And if people start looking at it, even more, the Emperor, it looks like he has a bow tie, but it's actually an old school CD on his chest. I mean, all these weird shapes that we pulled from. If you look at the Valdova, the bad guys, their faces are based off of the old Simon Says slap handle game. Their chest plate is based off of the old laser tag chest plate from, you put it on, the jackets you would put on to shoot. So if you go and really look at everything in Airith, you'll see little tiny hints of stuff from either music videos, commercials, TV shows, movies, artwork. And that's where we really pull from. And that's what's cool working with people that grew up in that era to understand, if I go, hey, check out a Motley Crue album, they'll know what to pull from, the iconic items from Motley Crue that people wouldn't know about.
I really like the fact that you made all those conscious decisions and that it's kind of a homage to late 70s, 80s culture, to hair metal bands, to pop culture of the era. I guess you find that time to be particularly endearing. Is that like one of your particularly, favorite time periods of your life? I don't know. Why the 80s?
I'd say between 86 and 94 are just...
Those
to me, was just an awesome time period. The toys were cool. Everything was over the top. You had
Image was 91, baby.
Yeah, everything was. You lived in a digital analog world.
Yep.
You grew up with 8 tracks, cassettes, vinyl, but then you also had first access to CDs, mini discs, computer, internet. Dude, I remember rocking a 14.4 KBS friggin' internet connection and thought I was the coolest guy in the world. I mean, I don't know about that time period. It felt, you were part of the shift of culture, the shift of technology and everything. And the music was awesome back then too. It was the last of going into a studio and what you played is what was recorded.
Yeah.
Well, we still have that at the studio that we work with.
You know what I mean? The mainstream is very. I mean, you've heard
now.
It's very processed. Yeah, I mean, you hear a drum track. That was the drum track. It wasn't then. Hey, that snare didn't sound good. Let's throw a little synth on top of that to level it out.
This is such a cool project and would probably sell even better if he would stop bringing up bands like Britney Fox and Kix. Mo, you're not necessarily wrong.
Yeah, I don't know if you're not down.
It's okay. I dig it, man. I dig the box. I dig everything about this campaign, like the way that you market it. The way that you clearly have an intent and some skill with graphic design, or at least a vision with what you're doing. Do you have any formal instruction or education in storytelling or sequential art?
No.
No. No.
How
did you do this? Hey, Matt, what's up? Good to see you. Thanks for coming. I also have to mention, I saw hockey before, and I believe Not My Monkeys. Didn't get to say hi. What's up, fellas? Please continue.
So I started computer programming around the age of 3 and 4, which was kind of weird. Then I got into graphic design around the age of 9 and 10. It's just I had access to that stuff. My mom was the computer teacher at the school I went to, so we had computers always at the house because she would be repairing them at the house. Got into graphic design. I actually used to draw a lot when I was younger and was really good through my high school years. At the age of 17, I had an accident where now these fingers all the way down are fused. So I do not have a drawing hand anymore. So I had to give up drawing. So I got into more marketing, web development, stuff like that. I got really good at marketing and really good at product development, was picked up by a lot of startup companies to do their product development and their marketing.
It's obvious. Looking at it, it's obvious he knows what he's doing there.
So storytelling, I've always written. You guys have probably heard the story of what Airith is about. It's literally a stack of notes that I've written since the age of around 11, 12. I was a writer for a pretty big website in the late, 2010 to 2012, wrote a pretty popular book, wrote a couple of other books after that. And then now with the comic books, before that, I wrote our little anime pilot that we were working on it was just too expensive to continue. So once I got into comics, I was like, okay, I can write this out. This isn't a problem. How the hell do I draw this? So I put my marketing manager hat on and just did interviews for an artist like I would for a developer or a programmer, and just ran into NC, and this dude just got the project right away. I was telling dudes, hey, I need you to pitch me a drawing. Here's your specs. And that first page from issue 1 is what he threw back at me. And I was like, dude, you drew an 80s prom bride's dress so perfect that no one else would be able to understand that besides you. Plus the fact you're fluent in Spanish. Plus the fact you're from South America, so you understand the culture. It's a done deal.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm more
guys...
of a product guy. I'm definitely a product guy. That's what I want to bring to the indie comics world, is that comics can be more than a reading experience. It can be a tangible experience. It can be where you can put the reader into your world through a box, through how the cover is made, how it's packaged, stuff like that.
The music you can come up with, companion stuff. There's even like additional pieces of lore that you can work in, different ways to express yourself. I mean, that's all the stuff that's really exciting. I remember encountering you on, sadly enough to say, Phoenix Animations channel. Props to Phoenix. I think that's where I backed you the first time off your website and got Airith Tape 1.
Oh, nice. All right.
And I just saw your stuff and I was like, this cat knows what's up. He knows how to market. He knows how to approach a consumer base and make an interesting product that does appeal to a niche audience, but can also be accessible by a broader group that may not have anything that they love about the 80s necessarily. I just love the idea that you're looking at that side of the crowdfunding. A lot of the creators, they look a lot at the art side or even at the story side if they're writers. You look at that marketing angle. And I've had to do a lot of research into marketing and research into merchandising and production and all that other stuff, being that I'm bringing out my own crowdfunding campaign and I kind of want to be ambitious with it. But seeing that you're out there doing that, I'm like, okay, this is encouraging that there are other people that know what's going on, and I can kind of try and take some cues from them about what to pursue. So tell me about the characters in Airith.
All right.
Props to Phoenix. I've never clicked on subscribe so fast. Oh boy. Well, maybe if you stick around, Mo, we'll give you another reason to resubscribe. And don't forget, you do have a wrench when you decide to come back.
Hockey's trying to help you out. Maybe
he means a different Phoenix. No, I meant the one he thinks of.
I mean, if he doesn't come back, we'll have to get a wrench to somebody else, and that might be.
If he doesn't come back, I don't.
I bet.
I think we're going to stop streaming if he doesn't come back.
I was going to say Dean is rooting for it. I think because Dean just came in.
Oh, hey Dean, it's time to end the show.
Look at that! We found someone to give his wrench to.
Right.
I'm kidding.
Leave.
So, tell us about your main character, Airith. What is her deal?
So Airith, she is a former failed childhood pop star, a former failed B movie star, and she is also an assassin who was created by this character Mother, who we introduced this chapter, and she breaks free of this like blood contract she has with Mother. And she's just pissed off about all the things that she's had to do. She's had to be a sex slave for Mother. That's how she gets close to her targets. We go into that story. We're going to do an issue called Airith, the B-Sides, and it's going to be all of her assassinations that she did.
Awesome.
She just is hell-bent on destroying Mother. She's hell-bent on destroying the Three, which is the guy that's down here. One of those is supposed to be her husband, or she was promised to him by Mother, and she was just not about that. She runs into Rafa. We're going to go into that story. It's interesting how they meet. She finds out that she still has the ability to love, even though she feels completely soulless. She hates the fact that she loves this guy, and that's why she's always talking shit to him. She's trying to push him away, but he's too stupid and doesn't realize that, so he just keeps on going at it. Rafa is based off of kind of myself and then other people that I knew when you're around girls at a young age. It's just, you see a girl and you're like, the fuck face. Like, you don't know, like it just, shit comes out of your mouth, or, it's just, so we wanted to put that adolescent guy into the story because it just paired well with Airith. Hot girl, can destroy the world, falls in love with bubbling idiot, but the bubbling idiot is actually intelligent, but he displays it in a different way, and he can kick some ass too.
I like that. It seems like you know what you're doing with writing, or at least with character development. We'll see when it comes to the writing. I gotta get part 2. So, what is the Kentilan War?
So the Kentilan War is based off of, so the Kentilans are the empire of the story. There's two main areas in Planet Indio. There's Home City, which is this circle, 500-mile radius city that's created by the creator. Jesus Christ. And then outside of Home City is the Kentilan Empire, which is the emperor. Kentilan is actually an acronym for ant-like. I was trying to think of a name for the people that I'm kind of saying who these people are. And when I was younger, I always thought of these people as ants. They just followed directions. They just did whatever they want, what they were told, had no real, they're all hive mind. So I was trying to think of a cool way to bring that in there. So I was able to write out Kentilan based off of ant-like. We go into there's a treaty between Home City and the Kentilians with the Emperor and the Creator that starts building some tension in tape 3, and it creates a really cool all-out war that we get into, which is the Kentilan War. So these first 2 or 3 tapes are the build-up to the Kentilan War, which is season 1, and that's why we name our tapes season 1, tape 1, season 1, tape 2. Okay. We're breaking everything up into kind of like main plots.
So tell us about some of the obstacles that Airith and her compatriots are going to face, and how, without giving too much away, we can expect her to overcome them.
So the first main issue right now is Mother has the ability, she's connected to everyone in Home City. She creates them. She births all of them. That's why she's called Mother. The Emperor, because these are also workers for the Empire, the Emperor did not want her to have the ability anymore to abort a citizen at a moment's, just like that. So they reprogrammed her to not be able to do that. Well, she finds a way to reprogram herself. So they're fighting against the time from her being able to reprogram herself to basically wipe out all of Home City and kill everybody. Because she's been hell-bent. Something happens where she snaps from this loving mother, this creator of life in Home City, to this just wicked bitch who just wants to kill everyone. So that's the first obstacle. The second obstacle is going to be the actual war between the Kentilans and Home City. So while you have this mother thing going on, you're going to have this war going on. You're going to have an internal stuff going on, with this group called the Virginity, which is a lesbian bounty hunter group that is after Airith, because the leader of that group lost a talent show to Airith, and she's been jealous ever since. So that's why our next tape is The Virginity, and it's being sung by the girl who voices Bledsoe.
I love the fact that you can juxtapose those two things. On the one hand, you have like the fate of the world and the war, the Kentilan War, and on the other one, you have the petty grudge of losing a beauty contest. And that's fantastic.
Talent show.
Yes.
Talent show. Dean wants to know if that's you in the book.
Which one?
Go back a page.
Rafa?
Yeah. Is Rafa wearing your sunglasses? Are you Rafa?
So no, but it depends on who you ask in the book.
I like that answer.
So if we were to ask Airith, she would say that's certainly not Bryan.
What point in time are you asking Airith?
You know what? I don't know. I would.
I do. I've told that the NCR artist, he knows the whole story. Like, he knows the whole story. He knows that there's this plot. There's a plot on top of that plot. Then there's this plot up here that makes these plots just pointless.
The meta plot, yeah.
So it's trippy how this. So before I like autistic out, I was telling Esquivo from page 1 the whole story, because he's working on our miniseries. I just want artists to really kind of know the story, so when they're because that stuff helps them drawing, they might include something. And he was like, he doesn't cuss, but I could tell he wanted to just be like, what the fuck did you just tell me? Because the story is, like, without really giving it away, it's just what you think you guys are reading in tape 1 and tape 2 is not going to matter around tape 4 and tape 5. That's not going to matter around tape 6 and 7. By the time we get to the end of this, the whole series won't matter besides that last tape.
That's an interesting way to sell a series.
Yeah, sorry.
None of it will matter when you get to the end. Just read the ending.
I mean,
I'm very nihilist. But the thing is, for you to be able to understand the ending, you need to be able to. You have to read all the other books because it will not make sense why what happened. Well,
I was just gonna say, like, think about it, like when you're growing up, when you're 12, something that means like the world, like everything ends based on this one thing. 5 years later, doesn't mean anything to you, but you have a new thing that's the end all and be all, and then you go further ahead. So it makes sense that would happen. Like as the stakes get higher, as things get bigger, as your world gets bigger, as you grow, what was super important, life or death, in the past doesn't necessarily matter.
Yeah, but it built
anymore.
up to that point, you know.
Yeah, it definitely builds up to that point.
So when you're selling the book, you should kind of go with. By the time you read the ending, things that you encountered in chapter 3 will seem trivial. Not that they won't matter, because then I kind of hear, don't buy the book, just buy the last one.
But
Mo Biggs wants to know, will the last?
If you read the last book, if I literally just emailed you the last book, it would make no sense at all whatsoever unless you read all the other ones, because each character you have to know, you have to know their reasonings and everything else to understand the ending of the book.
So then really,
nothing matters. I should say
the other books do matter. It really is just the stakes.
That's what I mean.
Become okay. No, that's. I can really appreciate that.
Yeah, everything pales in comparison to the severity of what's at stake come issue 8. Mo wants to know if the last book is going to come out in CD format, or are we going to maintain the cassette tape motif all the way through?
So Airith, the main series, stays in tapes. The mini series are mini disc, and when we start doing other stuff, we're going to do 8 tracks.
Nice.
Great on.
See, marketing. So tell me about the other stuff you did in multimedia. Did you write a book? Do I recall you writing a book at some point?
So I've written a couple, but the main one I wrote was during 2010. I ran a pretty large satire site. We basically pranked everyone you can think of. We pranked Howard Stern, every news media, every radio station. We would get called on radio stations and just... we would get callers that wanted to know where we lived so they could come and physically attack us. So it was a pretty radical satire website. And one day I get a phone call and this guy goes, "Hey, is your name Bryan Background?" I said, "No." He goes, do you live at such and such and such and such? And it's like, okay, time to get the gun and figure out who the fuck this is. He goes, "This is so-and-so from New York Times. We're trying to figure out who you are. We want to do a story on you. We want to break the silence of who the guys are behind this website." And I was like, okay, New York Times. Do we want to break the silence of New York Times? Yeah, sure, why not? And
back in 2010, maybe.
Well, this is 2009. So it was before the book came out. I said, yeah, sure. And the dude said, all right, we're going to do a full page on your Sunday edition on this thing. And they flew out a photographer, and from then it just blew up. We started getting phone calls from book companies. We signed a contract with Kensington. That book was the largest, when they pay you up front?
Advance,
yeah. It was the largest advance that they've ever done with the company. Our book was so outrageous, so we had a deal with Barnes & Noble to be in the front of their store. When they got our book, they took down our display and hid our books in the back.
You did it right, my friend.
Yeah. We did a college tour. The publishing company got so much heat for the book.
Come on. What did you expect? You asked a parody writer to write a New York Times bestseller.
We were telling people that, like, you were going to burn in hell. We were calling everyone homosexuals. We took satire to a level. If we did it right now, I would probably be in jail, because it would just not. And if anybody wants it, it's still on Amazon.com. It's the Christwire Handbook. The cover alone was the reason why a lot of stores would not put it up front, even though we had deals with these stores. But we did do a college tour in character, and that was really awesome. But then you have from that branched off a lot of stuff, and now you have Babylon Bee. So we call ourselves the godfathers of fake news, because we were the real first fake news website.
Which was done more for fun and for shits and giggles than for actual political machinations and misleading
our
the
whole
public.
goal was it was during the 2008 elections. We wanted to prove a point that no matter if you're over here, over here, over here in politics, if you write something on the internet, a large majority of people will believe it. And we would jump each side, and we proved that every time. We would go on right-wing shows, piss off people on the left, but then go on left shows and piss off everybody. And it was just everybody picked it up and
equal opportunity trolling.
Yeah, like Rachel Maddow.
You guys are kind of ahead of your time in that regard.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there was a lot of people looking at the internet going, "Hey, man, this could be a problem." Like back 2009, 2008,
yeah.
We started to see the beginnings of it. Now it's like, I think everybody is just like, what the fuck have we made?
Yeah, you were kind of testing the waters back then and letting people know, like the canary in the coal mine.
Yeah, but no one was paying attention.
I mean, no, they were. The New York Times came and asked him to do a book, and a bestseller book, and then, Barnes & Noble's hit it in the back. So
yeah.
They'd be canceled instantly if they put that book out these days.
Oh, it wouldn't even no one would have the balls to publish it.
Well, it's still on Amazon, and I'm going to buy it. So I buy everything.
One of the funny things is if you get that book and you read in there is a lot of stuff that we predicted. So we predicted that Facebook would be used to influence an election and it would be blamed on Russia. So we did this fake pop-up where it was Putin asking you to vote for a certain political party and like it was a post. And I read that and I'm like, holy shit, this is what people think actually happened. Like now. So yeah, it was great.
Dean says, I have a question for Ghazi.
I think Gaz. I think that's Garrett's.
Oh, Gaz. Okay, I didn't see it.
Call me Gaz?
All right. It takes me all day to draw a robot. Do you regret agreeing to be the artist for a book full of robots? Probably.
Yes. In truth, I don't think I'm very good at drawing robots. I'm much better at drawing dudes in power armor.
Nice.
And there's a big difference between drawing a suit of power armor versus drawing something that looks very mechanical.
It's anatomy, yeah.
And it's two different visual languages. I designed the robots to look a lot more like dudes in power armor, so that way I could do it. I think there's a lot of mech artists out there who are miles better than me. I constantly look at like various mech artists just to try and like eke out a fraction of their skill that I can pour into what I do.
Froggo, I think it was the Christ Wire Handbook.
Yes.
Yeah,
I just dumped it in chat.
Yeah, nice, cool. I want to buy it. Yeah, so Dean, Garrett is not good at drawing robots, and he wishes he never agreed to do this book. Long and short of it.
But buy our book; it'll be great.
No, I think I figured out a style of robot that fits for my art style, and I think I've figured out a way to make him look exciting, right? But they're not your typical mechs.
He did the impossible. He figured out a way to please me, to appease me and my artistic sensibilities of, no, it needs to look that way, or otherwise scientifically it doesn't make sense. And at the same time, draw something visually appealing that he can reproduce continuously. Yeah. So it took about 2 years. So anyway, let's talk about the physical book. Let's get into that. All right. Do you want to load back up the campaign so we can take a look at it? It's a 48-page perfect bound book with an embossed gold foil logo, which I think is dope.
All those things.
And it comes in a box shaped like a cassette tape, like this one. And the starter tier, which I assume, that also contains the book, right?
Yeah. So this, we just got our proof back, so everyone can kind of see what the
I got you.
Oh,
the gold foil logo looks like.
So good.
And it's kind of hard to see, but a lot of embossing too. So there's a lot of fill texture on here. Awesome. The pricing was literally pennies. Difference between. I hate being backwards. Was pennies different? So I was like, why not? Why not do it? Really heavy cover. The paper is better than our first issue. So I was really amazed with, and you guys have already seen those online. So the color is popping. It's really soft. It has like the best way to describe the cover, it has like a cloth feeling to it. That's the only.
So it's.
And I don't know if that's like my Asperger's like over sensitivity of touch, but it feels literally like a cloth. cloth to it. So
who
but the
printed?
gold foil just came out gnarly. It came
Who's
out
your
cooler
printer?
than I thought. What's up?
Who's your printer?
So our printer right now is our printer. We tried Mixium our first time around. They botched our first patch, so they reprinted. We didn't want to go with them again. We went with a company out in China that I've used before, but this is the last time we're using China. I'm using a company down the street from me in Tempe called Ready Comics. They're going to be doing all my printing next time. So to be able to drive 20 minutes to a full-blown printer, comic printer that understands the whole industry and have access to stuff that people don't even know they have in there is pretty cool. The stuff we're working on with Tape 3, one request I have, I don't even know if it's possible, but if we can do it, it's going to be insane. And the cover should be something that no one's seen before. It's going to be really awesome if it's doable.
Holographic cover.
Better than that, man.
Nice. Who are we looking at doing the printing? I know we were comparing Ready Comics to somebody.
Ready Comics and
they're really cool. They printed out the samples for the variant cover that we have. It kind of doesn't really show. I guess you guys can, but it's like the pixely holographic.
Yep.
I don't know if you can see it or if it's even better on this one.
We can see it. That one's very
it's
good.
like prismatic.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it has like we liked the pixels because it kind of fits with the whole Airith thing. So that's going to be one of the variant covers that we're doing for this issue. That's the hollow pixel.
Oh yeah, man. That looks so good.
So just be able to walk in and see all your options and fill it and see what it looks like on print. And then if you want to do a test print, all I do is email, drive 10 minutes and pick it up. I lucked out big time.
Yeah.
Being able to talk to the printer in person has got to be a huge advantage. You must have learned so much just being able to chat with them.
I walked in the first day I walked in, I just called and said, hey, can I come down and check you guys out? I didn't know we had a printer here. And walked in and the owner was there. Dude talked to me for an hour and 45 minutes just dumping stuff on me. First he goes, I don't know why you're even selling this for so cheap. This is ridiculous. You need to take this to cons and you could sell for $50 and people would pick them up left and right. I'm like, I'm new to this, man. I don't know anything
because
about
my
stuff.
margins aren't what I'm worried about right now. I don't have a
That's what I
fan
was
base that is going to pick it up for $50
and
consistently.
that's the
I have to
whole-
grow my audience.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Man, that's what I told him. I said, man, I'm coming from this from a marketing aspect. I need to build my fan base. First, I need to prove to people that this is a product they want, and then trust that it's an actual decent product. Once I have the fan base, then you can start pulling out the big, ticket items and start pushing stuff. I mean, just like
You're like, you're right, dude. I should get an order of 10,000 right now and go sell them at cons so I can make margins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right. No.
So maybe you already have this question on there. I'm going to sneak one in. So considering that conventions are starting to become a thing again, are you guys planning to eventually bring this to a con? And is your booth going to have neon lights and bikini babes and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, I didn't think of bikini babes, but sure. So cons, I've done like gaming cons and tabletop stuff. I've never been, I shouldn't say that. I've been to a comic convention, not Comic Con before, but I would love to get a booth. I got some ideas for a booth. But I think it'd be cool to just have tapes stacked up and just people can come and just grab a tape or two. I would love to bring, my goal would be able to bring the artist with us too, so they can just sit there and do some sketches right then and there for fans, knock some stuff out. But it is definitely something I want to do. The booth design, I mean, dude, I could probably go crazy with the booth design. I've done conventions
just looking
before.
at the stuff you've already done, I can only imagine how cool your guys' booth would be.
Yeah.
We definitely would. I know for a fact I would definitely hire some high-level cosplay people to just walk around in every character and come to the
See,
booth
this
and
is what
take
I'm
pictures.
talking about. It is refreshing to see someone else thinking about marketing, merchandising, franchising the part of the book that needs to go out into the world, and using crowdfunding as a vehicle, getting all the doodads, all of the swag, the merch, the everything to build the lore on. I appreciate the fact that you exist. That's all. That's it.
So we have a couple cons that we're going to this summer and in the fall.
I get told
and
I'm
Aaron's
crazy.
First thing was we need to hire professional cosplayers to.
I need a professional cosplayer. I need someone to do a cosplay run for me. we actually can't get the person that I want out to the con, but hopefully we can get some digital images and stuff by us. Like, it's all very short notice.
That's actually really smart, Mobix.
What? You should sell your display, set up your display at cons to look like you're
dude,
selling tapes
that
out of
is
the back
awesome.
of your car.
That
Mo!
is awesome.
Mo!
Brilliant.
And you can build that out of
Yes!
cardboard,
There's
too.
some-
Yeah, you can
That's the
totally
thing.
build
There,
that out of
people in this
cardboard.
community are so freaking good.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a really
I'm
good
not entirely
idea.
sure what's going on. Hockey's talking about Post-it notes.
Oh,
missed
okay.
something.
I get it. I got the joke. Hockey, I got the joke. It was good.
Mo, I'm actually after this, I'm actually gonna see if I can cardboard that out. How I would build a display like that. That'd be awesome.
Right.
That'd be
Just
really
to,
awesome.
like, have the
Buy my
trunk be
mixtape.
open
Buy
and-
my mixtape, man.
Right, exactly.
Dude,
Buy my
you
mixtape.
But I
could
just
have a
think
whole
it'd be cool if
street
you
team
had-
going around the freaking con giving
Yeah.
out like mixtape or like
Mixtape.
check out my tape.
So while we're on that subject about like merch marketing and all of that, what is the deal with the game cartridge? Do you want to scroll down so we can see the game cartridge?
Yeah, the game cartridge. So this was
You have to watch the chat and everything then, though.
so we got we I just wanted something that we could pull from that time period that I didn't see anybody else doing, and I was like, man, not NES, 8-bit game cartridges were something tangible. Like if you touch this and you were from that era, it takes you back to those days of going, and putting the damn thing in and playing. I mean, this alone brings the nostalgia that I'm trying to make you feel in the book. So I was like, how do I get these? Found out how to get these. How do I get this label? Figured out all the measurements for the label. Ordered some of these, worked out perfect. Bought some of the dust sleeves for the full thing. My goal was to have some pins in here. So if you did put it in an NES, it would do a load up screen like, welcome to Airith, start, select, or whatever. But to do that, I would have to charge anywhere between $30 to $35 for a cartridge. And I just I'm not there yet with my branding and trust with buyers to feel comfortable pushing this for that price point. It's just not.
So what does it do?
I wanted it to be a part of a tier, so I had to keep it within a budget of the tier. So I pulled the pins, I pulled because you got to get a developer, you got to do testing, and I need to test it on any. Now I've just wasted.
Talk to Zaid
4 weeks
Studios.
Yeah.
Talk to Zaid Studios, the other half of Art Bros. Joe Catapano's friend, Zaid. Yeah, talk to him. He does programming. He just had a Jeremy. Yeah. He just did Beckoning, Beckoning, something like that.
Yeah, no, he showed. I was on their show last week, and he was showing it off, and it's
awesome.
It's
great. Like
I was
he had a
this is
very high
well.
goal to get it funded, which he didn't hit. I hope second time around it's going to be better, especially if he collaborates with more people out in the field to get. Do you need some help? Do you need help?
I'm gonna try and show up the coin.
Okay, I'll do this for you. Good Lord, we got a challenge coin.
Nice.
It focused on yours and didn't focus on mine.
That's because it pays attention to something important here.
Hi, Jim.
Yeah, I know, right? So, is Jim Cox in here?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Jim? We also got B-Rose earlier. I think he heard that we were talking about Phoenix, and he decided to pop in and
Come in here. Yeah. No, yeah. Having Airith cosplay, if we can get someone to build her massive sword too, I think would just.
We know a couple people,
awesome.
but we're not in Phoenix.
And having Rafa too, so you got something for the girls and the guys that like guys too. You got everybody.
One of the things that I've been thinking about doing, call me crazy, we're going to have to talk about this later backstage, is getting distribution for Indiegogo stuff. And getting distribution across conventions and things. The fact that you're thinking about going to cons, setting up your booth, hiring cosplayers, you're looking forward at the marketing of your brand. We're going to cons, setting up booths and marketing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So cross-compatibility between people on platforms like Indiegogo, I think, is going to be a necessary event in the future. I don't think you're going to be able to get to the East Coast area to go to cons. Maybe if you were, you could hang out with us. But if you wanted to develop a presence on the East Coast, that would require cooperating with some other creators in a similar position. Who send some stuff to you, you send some stuff to them. The whole goal is to just increase the backer count. You know what I mean? I think we've got an interesting opportunity that the mainstream doesn't. We're hungry. We're like a wolf pack. You know what I mean? We are wolf pack creators. We need to run as a pack.
Party, man. We're a wolf party, as
Professor
exactly.
Rick would say. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Black Rose goes, bow!
Exactly. So being from a promotional product and product development, I have the solution for that because we do this in the promotional product world. You have they're almost, you hire almost representatives of your brand. So let's say you guys are going to a con, some people that we could put at a booth to hand out stuff. We would basically pay for all that, but you guys would control the operation. Obviously there's a cost in that, or there's a reverse where we handle the marketing and booth when you guys want to come to West Coast or Midwest, whatever. Works out great. And you just don't have to worry about make sure that the branding is exactly the same, because if one booth is different than the other, it'll go to crap. But
you don't want inconsistency.
Yeah, exactly. And all you got to do is just hire people that know how to sit at a booth, that know the brand. It's not really hard to sit and talk to someone for a week or two, or someone who's a fan that also knows how to handle a booth. It's pretty easy.
And as long as you can figure out how to get the car over there for their booth display,
there
won't be any inconsistency in presentation.
You just get two built. You just find a manufacturer closest to wherever the cons are.
That's my point. If you can figure out that element of it, then you would really have that consistency thing, and you'd have presence at least across the continental U.S. And that I think would be really helpful if you get more and more creators in more and more cities working together to provide a network of exposure. Because one of the things that we have that's great in this community is a lot of overlap and a lot of people working together, but we're kind of pigeonholed by the online community, and we haven't gotten to cons. Cons have been dead for a year, and we're not reaching the normies. You know what I mean? We got to get normie dollars up in this environment to keep it going, because right now it's creators buying creations from other creators. So on that note, let's talk about those tiers. You got one. The $25 one, I think, is probably like the best value. It comes with the cassette tape box. It comes with that embossed gold foil logo 48-page book. Includes a sticker, a pin, a Polaroid, the soundtrack, and a print, all for $25.
And we're also now throwing in the 12-page miniseries for free too. It's coming out so damn
free.
cool.
I thought that was an 8K stretch goal.
No, I'm throwing it out. We think it's so cool, and I think
done lost your damn mind.
It's in our budget, so it's fine. I wanted, like I said, I really want people to get obsessed with the story, and what we're seeing, what's coming out from this miniseries is just too damn cool not to just do it. And I think we're gonna hit 8K anyways, and remember, anything that doesn't sell on Indiegogo, it's going up on our website. It'll sell out on our website, because we'll do Facebook marketing to sell those copies out. So I'm not too worried. But we just want people to just have as much of Airith as possible. And we're still going to be making
very similar philosophies in that regard. The more cool stuff that you put out there, the more that you want people to have that, the more invested in the lore they're going to get, the more they're going to love the series. I think you and I have very similar marketing strategies in that regard.
And if you look at it through a marketing way, it's almost like Facebook marketing. You test different ad sets to see what people want to buy. Well, what we're doing with the miniseries is this is gauging what direction we go, because we plan on, our thing is we want to start pumping out a new issue, like main issue, every 3 months, and then also have a main side story issue every 2 months. So there's only a 1 month gap of no Airith content coming out. So we're trying to create this like production assembly line. So for us to really kind of test what people might want more of Airith as, is doing these mini series that are, they're costing a couple of grand, but it's cheaper than creating a whole campaign around and dumping money into it, and then it completely
12 pages is a lot more affordable than 48. I agree with you.
Exactly. And you don't have to worry about the campaign. You don't have to worry about the marketing.
And the script is tighter. It gets done quicker. You can put it out faster. I agree with you. I get it.
Yeah.
So what's up, Corvenus?
Favorite tier.
Which one? What's up, Sim?
Teas.
Oh, the chibi teas? Yeah, we got a couple of those already.
Yeah.
She loves chibi stuff. Anything chibi, she gets all bouncy. It's adorable. You also have a pretty fantastic standee, I think, right? An acrylic 5-inch standee designed by Aki T, who is the shizzle. I cannot confirm or deny whether or not we are doing something already with Aki T.
All right. And he is a cool...
Yeah, bro, the color work? Yeah, so good.
And and when we saw his work, I was like, dude, I know we can have something.
I'll make you big. Hold on. I got it in big in you. There you go.
When he draws something, you know you're going to get a style that is completely different than anything anybody's seen. And that's what we wanted. We wanted, swag is cool, but when your swag has a different look to it, people are more likely to collect more of it because it's not the same thing. It has a difference to it, a visual difference to it. So when he gave us this, I was like, all right, cool. The art's cool. And then when we got it on a standee, it has the logo on there too. Awesome. It's just, this is my favorite piece of on my desk right now.
That's so cool.
Wait, what happened? I don't know. I'm clicking things.
Like
buttons.
Don't press buttons.
So I did have one question though.
Yes.
Where are you getting the standees from? You get them from like Alibaba?
No, so these standees we ordered some test ones. I'll give you the name. They're in the UK. And I'm looking right now. So we found out that, Optimal, whatever print, they do metal prints, they do crazy prints. They're here in Phoenix. I didn't know that. I thought they were from like India or something. But I got the mail from some metal prints that I got done for some fan art that people did for us. And it said, whatever the street, the address. I'm like, holy dude, that's like 25 minutes from me.
Oh, that's
awesome.
They do these now too. So we're trying to keep everything as much as possible
going. So are you getting a deal on it? Because I priced out acrylic 5-inch acrylic standees at a 300 count because you're adding these as a stretch goal, right?
Yes.
And you got a $7,500 fixed goal, which is ambitious for a first time out, especially since it's fixed. And if you don't get funded, we don't get our stuff, which makes me nervous and very upset.
We'll get there.
But your base tier, the best value, the one everyone's going to buy, is going to be that $25 tier.
Yes.
Which means you're going to need around 300, between 250 and 300, I should say, because some people are going to get more t-shirts and people like me are going to back multiple times. You're going to need 250 to 300 units of that standee.
Yeah.
I priced it out, and your 750 total, the stretch goal occurs at 800. So those standees better be under $500 for 300 standees, or else it's going to wind up costing you money to give them out for free, basically, to each backer.
But you're also forgetting one thing, though, too, is we are ordering prints and stuff that will also be sold on the website. We will make a couple of grand, if not more, off the website itself, too. So we priced it in with that as well, that if this gets more people talking to where people visit the website after the campaign's done, and then it creates a bigger buzz.
So you're willing to take the financial hit, even going under the $7,500 actual goal that you need to get the standees out to drive traffic to the website.
Right.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, I'm just paying. So tape 1 and tape 2 is all at, as long as I'm not over a $1,500 cost at the end of the day, that is the cheapest market research R&D that you can ever pay for. And at the same time, I'm creating a fan base. So not only am I doing that for $1,500 each issue, I'm creating a fan base, I'm testing the market, and I'm creating all these cool items that are also going to be sold on the website if you don't buy them on the Indiegogo campaign.
I'm just glad you had an answer for it, because I ask some people financial questions about their campaigns. They stutter, stammer, and suddenly realize that maybe they didn't do their math correctly. But the fact that you already figured in... You figured in the known loss of taking a small financial hit on getting the standees out to everybody that drives traffic, and the fact that you're buying the prints and everything from a particular manufacturer, which means you're cultivating a relationship on the manufacturing side and the distribution side, which serves as the marketing. I appreciate that. I appreciate, because it's an investment, like when we're making...
He knows he gets the street game. He gets exactly the street game.
Who?
It's Eric in chat. This is literally the same way a drug dealer works. You get them hooked, you take the loss, and then they come back and they double down for more.
No, it's absolutely true. And like I said, it's an investment. Okay. Drug dealers invest in their drug empire, right? Because they want to be drug lords. They don't want to just stay low-level dealers forever. No, they want to work it so they can control the stuff from the top. They want to do distribution in 5 years cities.
To be throwing my action figures out there and have a $200,000 24-hour raising campaign. That's my goal.
What I'm talking about, man. That is the goal. So the goal is to do this full time. The goal is to become the creator full time.
Yes.
Are you doing that now, or do you have a day job?
No, no. We, my wife and I own small businesses, and then we also we have our 2 kids. So this right now is, it's a couple hours a day. I would love to do this 10 hours a day. My main goal is within a year to have a studio that is just Double Rainbow Death Punch Studios, and it's nothing but Airith all day long. That's awesome. I would love to. Our artist lives in a very nice part of Argentina. I don't know if he would ever move to the U.S. 3-4 months out of the year to just knock out stuff in the studio. But we have animated series things that we already have in the works. We have board game, tabletop that's already in the works. We have the video game that's already in the works. It's just slowly, but we have them already working. We have the resources out there. So this isn't some small, hey, you're going to get an Airith comic, here and there campaign. We want every time that we have a next campaign, it's even bigger and better than our next one.
So it's beyond that. It's beyond even building IP. You're building a franchise for Double Rainbow Death Punch. It's not
that's
just
our goal.
Airith. Cool. Yeah. I like it. I'm gonna invest. I already invested in the campaign, but you let me know if you need a small business loan. What's up, Oliver? Good to see you, my friend. And Steve Worster as well, hopping up in here. I think we said hello to Eric McIntyre earlier, but we're gonna say hi again. And I think we said hi when Frog G showed up, right? We can't forget the frog.
Yeah, Frog's the Link Master.
Yeah, right. He really is. If you have not wrenched Frog on your channel, why are you even streaming? So, what challenges have you faced so far, marketing and crowdfunding your books?
So this is completely different than marketing technology, marketing clothing brands, marketing boutiques. That's my main thing. I've been a startup guy. That you throw me in a tech company, we'll take your $1 million, we'll turn it into 50. That's been kind of where we go. Or I'll watch guys burn $8 million in a year. So it really depends on who you're working with. With this, it's really different because there's multiple layers of this. There's the writing, there's the art, there's the print, there's not even just the marketing, but you have to follow a specific set of marketing rules on Indiegogo for them to work. Yep. I'm glad that I have people like Bancroft who told me what to change on the campaign. Ethan gave some really good tips on the campaign. He DM'd and said it was a great campaign. He had 2 or 3 things, and I changed them. One thing I couldn't change was the cover because it's done, but we'll tackle that next issue. It's just a different beast, and you're dealing with. If I know that I'm marketing for a clothing company that's targeting young women who like beach attire, you've already told me what your market is. I know what it is. Comic book readers could be a guy wearing a suit. It could be a mechanic. It could be a plumber. It could be a multimillionaire. It could be someone in a different country. It could be someone who doesn't speak the language. So that is to find my base, loyal customers has been hard, but we are getting them.
I remember when I was talking to marketing the first time, and they said, so what kind of comic book is it? And I took 20 minutes to try and explain it because I hadn't really developed a solid elevator pitch. I haven't developed it to the way that I have now. So I took some time explaining it, and they were like, okay, so then who's your target audience? And I was like, I don't know, everyone? just put it in front of house moms, I don't know, single dads, children, retirees, war vets, school teachers. I don't know. Just put it in front of them. So I hear what you're saying, trying to narrow down your focus into who your target demographic is and make sure it gets in front of them so that you get the most bang for your marketing dollar can be a very daunting thing, especially when you have a unique product like what Airith is, because it's, I don't know. It's like, it's spicy. You know what I mean by saying that? Like, it's not for everybody's palate. It's spicy. It's got flavor. You know, it's not superheroes.
No, it's not. It's very.
Yeah, Jim, we thought we'd give you something special today, just for you, buddy. Just for you.
And I think when people see more and more of it, it'll kind of. I think this brand is more one of those brands that's going to grow on people than anything. As we get cosplayers out, as we get more product out, it's going to be, well, what the hell is that's kind of cool. Okay, I'll check it out. It's not really my thing, but after they've read a couple issues, I think they'll get it and they'll understand the characters they might identify, because we have a shit ton of characters that have not been introduced yet that I think everyone will be able to find they can identify. Right now in tape 2, we have a character called Farah that's going to come out, and she's going, I think it's going to create a Team Airith or Team Farah, because she's really hot too, and she's really spicy, but she's completely different than Airith. So you have these two kind of battling attitudes, and I think it's going to create more of where people will start building these teams, and just like the Double Rainbow Death Punch Gang, it's giving a reason for people to attach themselves to the story.
Does the new character have pink and purple hair?
The other character does not have pink and purple.
Then I'm
red
Team
hair.
Airith.
Red hair.
I'm Team Airith.
She's a dark-haired girl, but her outfit is quite spicy. I will say that it's the dance card. It's the girl in the dance.
I'm pro spicy.
Okay, pro spicy.
I'm Team Spicy. I'm Team Spicy.
Airith,
yeah,
okay?
we're gonna have to get opposing shirts and throw down. Wet global frequency party.
Team Spicy.
Team Spicy, yeah. All right, so do you have any other words of advice for people like me who are going into crowdfunding kind of for the first time, making a comic for the first time?
Yeah, don't do what I did for my first tape. One, make sure that your ad accounts don't get canceled the day of your campaign. Two, have a backup.
Boy! That's what happened to us.
Have a backup.
But we dodged
plan.
it. We dodged it.
I did not know there was a YouTube circuit for indie comics when I did the first issue. I was going to say, all right, I'm going to advertise to comic book lovers in a certain way, and I got cut out the knees there. So I went, oh shit, I had no backup plan, and I didn't learn about the circuit until I think the end of tape 1, and B-Rose hit me up, and I started watching their show, and I was like, oh wow, there's a whole community out there. So
yeah, give it up for B-Rose, man. He's got an eye for talent. No, seriously, he wants, he likes Eric Canetti's work. And have you seen Cerebrum? Like, Cerebrum is a good-looking book. I see.
I told him every time he posts stuff, I'm like, dude, this looks really good, man.
I called it the wrong. It's Cerebum. It's not Cerebrum.
Yeah,
right.
Cerebrum. Yeah, I just remember Sarah's bum.
Yo, Frog G, drop that link, bro.
Yeah, Sarah's bum.
You can get a link to Cerebum up in my chat. But yeah, no, I'm not kidding. That book is exciting. There's a bunch of exciting sort of cyberpunk stuff that's kind of hitting the shelves, so to speak, or I guess, hitting the Indiegogo crowdfunding website. I have to work on that. We'll workshop it. So is there anything else you want to tell people out in TV land?
I need, if you can't back the book, a retweet, a like, telling someone about it. People don't realize how much trickle down you get by retweeting something or liking something or telling someone about the book. It really does help. And it sounds so cliche and so dumb, but it actually does work. It was yesterday or the day before, one person retweeted and 2 people underneath the comment said backed. And I didn't even know who the hell the person was. So people need it. And
that makes me so excited and happy that people just want cool stuff.
Exactly. And another thing was, I got message saying, stay off the smaller shows. And people don't realize you can be on a show that has 1 viewer, and that 1 viewer might back it and then tell their friends about it, and then you got 4 or 5 more backers. So don't come out with BDE energy thinking that you're a big dog and you can only go on the big shows that have hundreds of people out on one time. You got to go on every single show, because you don't know who's in the chat, and you don't know who's going to watch the replay, and you don't know who that host knows.
Yep, that's absolutely
100%
true. Yeah. Show respect to everyone that's helping promote you.
Networking 101,
be
right?
Be grateful to everyone who's involved in it, because these people take time out of their busy schedules to help you grow. It's a symbiotic relationship. If you want to help other people,
and honestly, this goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the show too, of just respecting the fans, right?
Yeah, these people that are promoting you are fans.
And people see that
Especially crack pack, because crack pack backs.
Yeah, that's right.
But you see creators who like take the time to like actually be genuine with people who like their book, put themselves out there, be like approachable, and they say that's a person that I want to see succeed. I want to read their content. I want to like follow their stuff. That's what I want to actually like look at.
Right.
Yeah,
I completely agree. So we are you got 40 days left, right? And we can push this thing a little bit harder. You're only like 2000
67% of the way there.
All right, yeah. So we can
And
push
I got
this pretty hard.
Raging Eagle tomorrow. I'm on.
Oh, that's a good show. Yeah, I haven't talked to Raging Golden Eagle yet. I'm crappy at marketing my own stuff. I have not figured out whose show we're going on when.
So I got lucky. Wise Guy sent me a list of people to hit up.
Yeah. Gotta love Wise Guys, man. He was the first promo show I started watching, actually, before even like Red Valkyrie or Bancroft. It was Wise Guys.
So yeah, he sent me a list. I hit people up. Mandy said to hit her up. Whenever I wanted to pop on, she said she would just give me a couple days notice of when
I could see this book doing well on Mandy Summers' channel.
So and then
that could definitely go over well.
Yeah, and Shay said to pop back on. I mean, everyone that I've been on the show already said pop back on when need be and return back. So I'll do when we hit the 30 days. I'll redo the circuit again, and we'll see if I can drug Bancroft to get me on again later. Before maybe the closeout show, we are going to be doing it. We will be doing, and I don't know. Maybe you guys give me a suggestion on the mini series because that's all penciled. We're going to sell off those pages. So I don't know.
Great.
Do we put those on as a tier, or should we do?
Yes.
Like our own,
here's what you do. If those pages are finished, you
Yes.
add individual art pages. You add one tier with the number of pages that exist. 0 of whatever. If there's 12 pages, right? So 0 of 12.
Right.
First backer gets first crack, sell them for whatever you think you should sell them for. 200, 300, probably reasonable.
Yeah,
that'll get you there. No doubt that'll get you there. I mean, if you put them on right now, yours truly will snag one because I love the original.
Well, yeah, and they will be signed by Esquivo too. And I've always said every time I talk about that dude that he's going to be the next big, I think, comic artist. The guy he's only 22 and he's knocking out.
Esquivo's fantastic. Absolutely.
Plus, he's humble as hell. He's really cool. When we did the read over of our
first crack, did that really just happen? I'll take first crack at it. Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, we plan on putting those. I'm going to keep a couple of the pages just because I'm really like that.
You've got to, yeah. So maybe
we'll probably put eight of
10?
the pages up there. Yeah, we'll probably put 8 of the pages up there. And I think if we did them between, and Esquivo agreed that price. He's like, dude, put them up for $200-300, and that would get us over our mark and then some, right there.
So one of the things that I've also thought was worth investing in was original covers from artists who work in physical medium, specifically physical medium, because then you can put the cover on the campaign and sell off the cover, potentially recovering a chunk of the investment.
Oh yeah.
So it's always worth looking into talking to other artists who provide physical work that you can put as part of the commission.
Right.
I remember when we worked with Preston, he doesn't include his physical work, just the digital rights to the work to use as your cover. But what he does do is then put the cover on the campaign, and he'll give you a small percentage of whatever the cover sells for. And of course, that means anyone could buy the cover on your campaign, which is a dope way to do it because that's money on the campaign, filtered through the campaign, raising the total, hitting your goals. But it benefits Preston because he has a marketplace, a guaranteed marketplace to sell the cover. Right. And it might even benefit you getting a tiny little kickback. That's how we do a little something.
And it also brings in fans of Preston.
Yeah, like Rob Willis just posted our cover art that he did today, and a bunch of people were ogling that, and I got a couple signups as a result, which is really great. So bringing in other artists, I have found, is a great way to increase the visibility and exposure of your brand. Some people think I'm crazy, but I think I'm
I agree with that. It's the cross marketing from the other people's pools. You never know who you're going to pull in.
Right. That's true. So I guess if there's anything else you want to say, now's the time.
No, I think we covered it. We learned to not tell everyone not to buy our other books because the last book is all that matters. So that's a good.
You gotta get dude. I have the first issue, so I'm a completionist. I have to own them regardless of whether or not you think we should.
No, you'll definitely, like I said, if I literally emailed you the last book right now, you would go, I don't understand any of this. It would not make any sense. But you knew the whole story, it makes sense, and then you go, okay. But the other stuff, I get why you're saying it matters, but it doesn't in a way. I don't know how to, dude. I'm retarded, man. I'm not good at speaking.
That's okay. It's like
I said,
you're just a writer. I understand.
Yep,
I'm just a writer too. I'm not good at speaking. Yeah. But man, this was a lot of fun. I really had a good time.
Dude.
Really good time talking to you about the ins and outs of the marketing game in crowdfunding. That's not a conversation that we get very often. Usually, it's about stupid shit like art and character design.
Well, that's what I figured. People are saying, do a YouTube channel. I don't do interviews. I'm not a good speaker. You throw me in front of a bunch of suits who want to learn about marketing, and I can talk all day. But I'm not really good at interviewing people. I just don't. It's whatever the mental shit that I have. So I was like, okay, I could do at least marketing and silly stuff for the YouTube channel to maybe help, people in trying to do the crowdfunding. So that's what the channel is going to be, is just marketing tips in a really weird, odd way.
Okay. That's perfect.
Mo's got it. The guy should work in sales. First book doesn't matter. Last book doesn't make sense.
I mean,
has a good
to be fair, I'd be interested if that was a tagline, like on the back of the book.
So what sold me on this campaign was the quote that he put in from Bancroft. It's not the fact that it's from Bancroft, but it doesn't suck. I can't tell you how many times I have actually said that as a way to sell confidence in something. I forget, we were drinking what wine, and people were like going on and on about like the aromatic bouquet of something and forest floor or pencil shavings. I was like, dude, just write, this wine doesn't suck, and I'll buy it. And so I saw it there on your campaign. I was like, sold!
Mo, you might think that's stupid to say, but I guarantee if that was my slogan, people would probably be interested in what the hell the campaign was about.
No, you're straight up.
Yep.
Oh, we just got an Amanda B as well as a D-Wag, I think, right? We got a D-Wag?
Yeah.
We did get a D-Wag. Sorry, guys, we're
Salutations.
just finishing up the show now. Real quick, like lickety-split, quick little bunnies. If you have any questions for Bryan, the creator, toss them into the chat so we can read them out before we end the show. I'll give you 60 seconds on the clock.
No, I don't know if it's as bad as Rob's pitch. Come on, man. Rob's pitch is not...
Oh, the Replicator? Rob the Replicator's pitch? Yeah.
Not that bad.
Okay, so Bancroft's actually has a really good one on the Lucent, too. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. I saw that. I was like, oh, yeah, there we go. Something worth reading, right? It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. I had to use that tagline somewhere else. It was great.
Maybe for tape 3, I'll just put I'm retarded, read my book, or something like that.
I know, Amanda B. I'm so sorry. I wish we could keep going, but we got stuff we need to attend to.
I'm hungry.
We are 2 weeks out. Well, come Thursday, we will be 2 weeks out for launch. And there is still so much that we are working on to bring you the best campaign that we can. So
I definitely don't wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning having panic attacks every day.
I definitely
doesn't
don't
happen.
sleep in because I'm up late
Yeah.
working on stuff. Yo, the trailer though. Yo. All right.
It's pretty
did we
good.
ever play his trailer?
We did not.
Let's play the Airith trailer real
yes.
quick before we do the fade out, and I'll check this chat after we play the trailer. Why
Noise.
don't you go for it?
I didn't ask for this. I never asked to be a killer. That is what she wanted. And she created such a monster that over time, I learned to enjoy it. I learned to revel in the hunt. I yearned for it. The look in their eyes, the smell of the soul leaving the flesh, the taste of the fear in their blood. I will never understand myself. At least he wanted to understand me. He knew how to make a cyborganic girl tingle in places that tingles can happen with a single cocky wink of the eye. Hell, he didn't even mind all the hairspray. What a winner. But he did give me love. And his love gave me light. His love gave me a reason. I once heard that love is selflessly giving your breath away to allow someone else to breathe. And I did that. He did that. But it was so mierda. And now, he must die, pinche gringo pendejo! You pissed off the wrong mujer, motherfuckers! I am asked the same question all the fucking time. What is it that I want? And the truth? Well, the truth is all I wanted was what all girls that have a thirst for blood want. A goddamn Delia's catalog and some fucking tacos. And when I get a hold of you, te voy a meter el culo por la boca tan duro que vas a probar el desayuno de ayer por una semana, coño! Not even 10 sana colita de ranas could save me from my wrath.
See, that's why I have the trailer do the pitching for me, man. I don't do the pitching.
So, did she say I want a Delia's catalog?
Fuck yeah.
It's awesome.
Dude, my goal, so hold on. Frequency girl. My goal in life is to make enough money to buy Delia's and get Delia's catalogs back in the mail. That is my life.
goal in life is that you do that too.
We now have a new mission.
That is my mission in life. Yes, is to get to.
Yo, that
Delia's
rant
catalog.
is fucking epic.
Yeah, that rant was fantastic.
Just to tell you, our new trailer for Tape 3, we are animating it, and you guys are gonna really dig the next trailer because it slowly opens up to see what the story is really about, where you get to get the deeper part of the plot, and I think people are gonna trip when they see it.
I think so too. Yeah, knowing the character is based on Selena Gomez brings a whole new depth to the character. Especially the fact that she's standing there holding like the soul edge, you know, the glowing eye with the sentient sword. I mean, I don't know yet.
A tale of souls and hairspray.
Hairspray, exactly. This book is going to be off the chain, guys. You got to back this. We got to get it to $7,500, or I don't get it, which makes me scared and sad and angry all at the same time.
So just hold up. Even if it doesn't make the campaign, we've already printed it and bought all the boxes, man. It'll be on the website, just so you know. It will be available. But we are going to hit the 7,500, so don't worry about it.
Good. Toss those original art pages up there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I got to. We'll have.
You still got 39 days. You got time,
dude. We're going to hit it, and we'll have the original art pieces in about. We'll have them all done probably in the next 30 days, so before the campaign ends. So that last week will be the push. And dude, I might throw up the original plushies that we did from the first issue that we didn't mass produce. They're the prototype.
Wait, how many of those are there?
Because there's only one of these.
Frequency Girl collects plushies, in case you didn't know.
Hold on. Let me see if my daughter can grab me one real quick.
My goodness. We've been trying to wrap up the show for half an hour, but this is so much fun.
It's so much fun. We have to see the plushies.
They're in my office, baby. Míralo.
I need the plushies. Gimme.
You got him, babe? Okay, can you reach him or you need mama?
Oh, we don't need to make me big. Why did that happen?
Because you're cute when you bounce for plushies. It's the same thing as like when you...
Hi, Chocho. Hi, Pupper.
I would keep them close to me here, but the girls will steal them. And then they'll be like
I think that speaks to how good of plushies they are.
Right?
Okay, I got my 3-year-old got them for me. Thank you, baby.
D-Wag, did you see nobody saw your sandwich on Saturday? I certainly didn't see your sandwich on Saturday. We were very, very busy with what was going on all weekend. We had the 4th of July, and Saturday we worked. A lot of stuff going on. Hey, what's up, Michael T? High Desert Comics. Good to see you. Oh, my goodness, there they are.
These are Isabel Ray's fellas, and these were our prototypes. This one expresses her emotion, her facial, her emotion. This one speaks for her because she's connected to them from mine because she can't speak or express herself. So these are the 2 items that you see in the comic book that do all of her expression. So, cool. So we're debating on putting these up because these are the only ones ever made. So these were
that's going to be a tough sell right there. I would probably, if I had a choice, buy the Rainbow Fish, just because it's a cool looking plushie and there's a story and stuff.
Yeah.
Amanda says, the fishy is cute.
See? Yeah, Amanda's got that good taste.
Yeah, well, that's his brain right there, so.
Yeah! It's fantastic.
So he's a little bit metal.
Yeah, he's a little bit metal. Yeah.
Nice.
Steve
Sorry
Worcester says
about that, guys. I know you wanted to end this a long time ago, but I can't.
Nah, man, like we're good.
Honestly, yeah, having a good time.
She's just hungry. That's all, and I do have stuff that I need to
I
do.
brought no snacks.
No, you should have
I
brought
usually
snacks.
have snacks.
Yeah, and we can put you off camera while you eat them.
Usually, if I turn my camera off, it's because I'm eating. Secrets.
Trade secrets.
Not secret anymore.
All right, everybody. So I do think that is going to be it from us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications.
And tune into the frequency.
We'll see you next time.